Hey, so I've been going through the seven churches in the book of Revelation. And my last video I did on Sardis, and I want to talk a little bit more about that church. It's in Revelation chapter 3. And Jesus is giving them their report card, so to speak. And we can learn from this too. But I wanted to share a personal story about this. So Jesus is telling them, hey, I know your works, and you're known by everybody that you're alive, but when he takes a closer look, he says you are dead. So he tells them to strengthen what remains because they're ready to die. So I used to be involved with a Christian ministry, and I remember one day, just seeing different things, because when you're involved in ministry, you see the good and the bad. But I was seeing a lot of the same thing, and it almost seemed like they had a big name for them and they were doing all this stuff for the Lord and they were well known internationally. But when you took a closer look in the inside, and I was on the inside and I could see, the different people that were really involved with doing the work of the ministry, that it's almost like they were forgetting their first love. They had been successful and they had made a name for themselves. But yet, it's like they were forgetting about, their first love, Jesus, and even why the ministry was started. And I remember when I was studying the scriptures in here about the churches, I really felt strongly to bring this to some of the leaders there and just share almost like a wake-up call. And it really was like, they're doing all these works just like in the book of Revelation here, and they're known for their works. But when you took a closer look at what's really going on with the people, they were dead. And it was like, you need to remember, you need to go back to what you first believed. In this case, the reason why you were even doing this ministry, and remember your first love, remember Jesus, and you've taken your eyes off of him. I even put up like a sign that said remember with a bunch of scriptures, and even like their founding fathers, so to speak, like the founders, they had, their mission or whatever, to hope that that would help them. Because it says, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain. And that's what I encourage them to do, to strengthen what remains, because it says that there were some in this church in Sardis that hadn't, gone astray, but there were some that did, and they needed to repent. And I want to encourage you, take a look at your own life or your own ministry, and maybe you need to remember and strengthen what remains and repent.